Hi, I'm Jay Parmley, the Executive Director of the South Carolina Democratic Party, and welcome to this week's Parmley Report, news and information for South Carolina Democrats. Well, this is budget week at the state legislature, so the state house and state senate, they're kind of locked in there until they get a state budget passed. Earlier this week, the House passed a budget. Boy, it has some doozy things in it, including the House Republicans. They just can't stand it. They are lowering the state income tax rate. Now listen, the economy in South Carolina has been doing well. We have a good amount of money, so tax cuts not always a bad thing. But here's the deal. The state House plan, which will work to reduce basically a flat tax, reduce the state income tax level, well, it takes a couple years to get there. So the bill they passed this week, well, this is what it's going to do. 28% of taxpayers in this state are going to actually pay more in income tax next year, because that's the only way the geniuses in the House could figure out how to lower the tax rate. So I don't quite get it, because guess who's not going to pay more? Rich people. People who make over $1 million a year. But if you make less than 30, less than 80, less than 150, you might be paying more in state income tax next year, because the House Republicans couldn't figure out how to give everybody a tax cut immediately. Boy, this week, in addition to the House passing the budget, they also, the kind of bills they're focused on, they passed a 10 Commandments bill that all, 10 Commandments have to be displayed in public schools. It's funny, they didn't include private schools, they didn't include other places, they just included public schools. In fact, they shut down the Democrats from being able to debate additional amendments to try to make this bill more inclusive. That's the kind of thing that we see. That's what Republicans are focusing on at the State House this session, because it's an election year. So it's an election year. Candidate filing begins next Monday and goes through the 30th. So here we are. If you've ever thought about running, if you're tired of the games the Republicans are playing at the State House, we need you to step up and run. We have county council seats, we have county-wide seats, we have every one of the 124 legislative districts. We're doing great. We've identified candidates in almost every state house district, but we still have a few to go. So if you want to run for office, it's not too late. Go to our website, scdp.org, so we can be in contact with you. Also, there's still 2 weeks left of county conventions. Some county conventions started this last week, but a lot of you still to come. If you want to get active and involved, go to your county convention. All you have to be is a registered voter and a Democrat, and you can participate and get involved in this political process. Well, that's all for this week's Parmley Report. Remember, every election matters, every voice counts, and every vote makes a difference. We'll see you next week.